EdYoda, the end of your job search and the beginning of your dream career. EdYoda's live sessions are taught by industry experts, giving you hands-on experience and practical knowledge with real projects, not just degrees. EdYoda's industry-recognized certifications will help you stand out in the job market. And that's not all. With EdYoda's exclusive job board featuring 500+ companies, finding your dream job has never been easier. Say goodbye to endless job searching and hello to your dream career with EdYoda. Join EdYoda's student community today and start building your dream career.
Hello. Hi, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. Welcome to YouTube, our EdYoda YouTube live workshop on creative writing. My name is Titiksha, and today I will be discussing a little bit about creative writing, what it is, and how you can use it to fast forward your career. So let me just quickly share my screen with you guys so that we can start with our show. Yeah. So today we will be talking about creative writing and what it is, how to develop pertaining, important skills when it comes to creative writings, and how you can use it, where you can use it, and what are some of the career options that are available to you once you get a good idea about what it takes to write creatively. Okay, let us proceed. So, what is creative writing? Now, when we think about writing and when we think about being creative, sometimes both can feel very different from one another. What do I mean by that? Most of the time we take writing for granted, right? We just think that, okay, this is something that I have to write, and this is the information that I have. This is the layout in which I want to do, and just do it, just get it over with. But when it comes to creative writing, you blend your imagination, you blend your ideas, and then you put them together to weave a perfect narrative. Now, what that narrative is, it depends upon you and what your idea is. If you want to write a story, you want to create something that is gripping, that is interesting and exciting. The story has characters, the story has themes, the story has like moments of excitement and then moments of deep emotions, and then there should be a conclusion. So that is the basic layout when it comes to writing creatively for a story. But suppose you are writing a report for your for a project work, or maybe for a group work. Now, report writing can also entail creative writing. How? You need to have a good idea about what information you want to put up out there. What is that report about? What is that information that you're dealing with? What are the different elements that go into producing that particular information? And then to decide how you want to lay it out, which will come first, which will come second. So figuring out the sequence, basically. So creative writing is essentially a blend of your ideas, of your thoughts, and then putting them down sequentially in a meaningful way that grips your reader's attention, or whoever is interacting with that piece of media. Okay. Now, creative writing is a very valuable skill to have. What creative writing does is it adds a boost to your daily activities. Now, that daily activities can be as simple as writing as a hobby. Maybe you are somebody who loves to enjoy poems and you want to try your hand out at that. So creative writing can help you out in that case. Creative writing can also help you out in penning good emails. And emails, trust me, they are very important. when it comes to school work, college work, office work, any sort of thing. So you would want to inculcate this skill, because what it will do is it'll help you organize your thoughts in a better way. It will help you express those thoughts in a chronological manner, and the information that you want your readers or your audience to get, that will become streamlined, that will become clear. So that is some of the ways in which creative writing can help you out. Coming to the next part, which is okay, we have understood what creative writing is, and we have understood how it can help us a little bit. But what does creative writing include? How can I understand what is and what is not creative writing? Basically, creative writing as a category is a very loose and a very flexible term. A lot of things come under in that spectrum, starting from fictional writing, stories and poetries, dramas, plays, movies, things about fictional people, fictional places, and fictional incidents happening. Those things come under creative writing. Even non-fictional, like biographies and memoirs, journals, all of these things also fall under creative writing. And creative writing is applicable in different kind of workspaces, starting from the publishing industry to the media that you consume, either on Netflix or when you go and watch movies on theaters. So all of it encompasses creative writing. So it's a really broad spectrum of creativity and that you guys have. In that spectrum, we have four different categories in which creative writing can be segregated into. Those are descriptive, expository, narrative, and persuasive. Now, there could be some interlaps between descriptive and narrative. There could be some interlap between persuasive and expository, but these categorizations are only there to facilitate our understanding. These things are not as rigid as they might seem. So first, let us look into descriptive creative writing. So I am sure that some of you will recognize who this person is, and if you do let me know you guys have recognized who this person is. It's a very famous person, known for a very famous piece of media. So comment down below and let us all know that you've got who this person is. So when coming to descriptive writing, it basically deals about anything that has details. Like whenever you are writing anything in details, that will come into under descriptive writing. So what would you describe your environment and everything that is in your environment, starting from people, starting from maybe the room in which you are, okay, the walls, the furniture, or maybe you are outside in a garden. So what do your senses see, what do your senses feel or hear? All of these things, making use of your senses and then describing them with appropriate words, those things come under descriptive writing. Now, descriptive writing also includes, as I said, fictional and non-fictional stuff. So you will find a particular author describing a very specific moment that a character is feeling, or maybe the character is doing, and maybe it's a part of an autobiography. So there is the descriptive writing there. How you can similarly see maybe a troop of adventurers making their way through an enchanted forest, and now the author is describing how that enchanted forest looks like, what are the weird and creepy noises that they can hear, what are the colors that they can see in front of them, of the different kind of foliage which is present over there. Again, description comes here. So descriptive writing includes a lot of things, starting from stuff which are fictional, which may not be real, to very real and very grounded stuff. You can use descriptive writing for certain kind of reports as well, particularly in analytical reports or researches, journals, and all those kind of things. Now, I want you to do something. It is very easy. You don't even have to get up from your bed or from your chair or wherever you are watching this from. Just pick one object in front of you and then describe it. Describe it in every possible way. Think about how you would say the color looks like. Think about, look at the shape, and then try and, put it down into word. Okay, what is the shape of this object? And you can also, maybe if it is something that makes noise, you can try and describe that with your words. So it's a very simple exercise. It'll barely take 2 minutes, not even that. Pick out any object and then just tell it to yourself that, okay, in 2 lines, how will I describe this object? So that is the first step towards acquiring the skill of writing descriptively. Okay. Now, when coming to expository type of writing, what it basically means is you are dealing with hard data, you are dealing with some factual information that you have to present in a very precise and straightforward manner. You don't need flowery language. You don't need to, fluff that content up with unnecessary words. You have some information, you have some data, you have some facts, and you want to present it as straightforward as you can. So that is where expository writing comes into play. You will have encountered expository writing when you are reading your newspapers in the morning, whether it is on a digital platform or not, when you are looking at news and hearing announcements, some journalistic writing, all those kind of things uses expository writing. Now, the picture that you can see over here is Financial Times. Now, why Financial Times is here? It is one of the leading global business websites that we have right now. And Financial Times is the best example of expository writing. If you want to know at a glance, okay, what does expository writing mean? Look at Financial Times and you'll get the gist of it. Now, I would also suggest that when you are trying out expository writing, do not aim for bringing in hard data and dealing with, information and then putting it down in a very systematic way. Start slowly. Okay, start with a little bit of information. Maybe what you can do is take one incident that happened with you, okay, maybe today or maybe it was yesterday, and then try to parse out what are the major beats of that incident. For example, yesterday I had an ice cream, okay, but when I was having that ice cream, it fell, and unfortunately it fell on a very beloved article of dress that I was wearing. Now, this was an incident that happened. What I want to do is I want to present it in a very expository fashion. So how will I do it? I will choose out the major beats of that incident, that I bought an ice cream and that ice cream fell on something that I considered very important to me. So I got 2 points over from there. So now what I would do is I would try and present these 2 points or these two beats in a straightforward manner without using too many words, without fluffing it up. And there you go, you've done a practice on expository writing. Now, I have one thing to ask you guys. As I said, expository writing is basically used when it comes to business writing, when it comes to writing on technology and innovations. So those are the websites that you can get a lot of information from. You must be knowing about My Shopify and Forbes. But what I want to know, that can you guys tell which of these websites is a perfect example of expository writing? Is it My Shopify or is it Forbes? If you know, drop it down in the comment box below. I'm eager to look at it. Now, as I said initially, that there are some overlap between descriptive writing and narrative writing. Why is that? It is because both of those things are crucial when you are telling a story, when there is something that has a purpose and you want your audience or your readers to know and understand what it is. And narrative writing basically requires a lot of analytical skills from your side, as well as the ability to bring together different kind of elements and then making it understandable, making it comprehensible. So the best examples of narrative writing is script writing, and those scripts can be for anything. It could be for a movie, it could be for your favorite series, it could be for your favorite short film, anything. What narrative writing does is it looks at major themes, it looks at character arcs, it looks at set offs, payoffs, and how these different elements come together to tell a specific story. And narrative writing is, you can say, the ultimate form of creative writing. Why so? It is because narrative writing involves a lot of skills that would go under different kind of creative writing as well, like being able to describe things in details and knowing the perfect balance of sharing how much details you want your learners and readers to know. There is something known as oversharing, so you do not want to cross that threshold. And how will you understand, okay, how much do I actually share, how many details do I want to put in and how many I do not want to put in? That will come from practice, that will come from reading books, watching movies and those kind of things. So you have to know, you have to have a pretty good idea about how to write descriptively. You have to have a pretty good idea about how to manage different themes and make them understandable, so that the readers or so that the audience do not get confused. Okay, at this point you were talking about this particular theme and now you're talking about a different theme, so what happened to the previous one? You want to include sense to what you are delivering. That is why narrative writing is a bit critical, but it is not impossible. When you are comfortable with writing descriptively, you can try out writing narratively. Now, as all you guys can see, this is Spider-Man. But what I would like to know is if you recognize which Spider-Man this is. And one hint, a trailer recently dropped on this Spider-Man specifically. So many of you guys must be knowing who this is. And why I bring this example up is this movie, this specific movie that this Spider-Man belongs to, is a perfect example of narrative writing, because there are different kinds of Spider-Man with their different stories, and how those different kind of stories play into one another. They do not clash with each other, but there is like a comprehensible thread that weaves through each individual story and it presents a collective whole. So that is something that you can learn from, just not passively watching movies, just not passively consuming media, but being aware of the little things that goes behind it, because it will nourish your own skills. Now, coming to the last type of writing, but which is not at all the least, is the persuasive writing. And this is a form of writing that permeates across all kind of mediums that you consume as in the form of entertainment. May it be ads on your Spotify, ads on your YouTube, ads on television, or maybe you are getting pop-ups from your apps, right, that you have installed on your phone. So advertisement and marketing is some are the two biggest industries which make use of persuasive writing. And persuasive writing is a great skill to have, because creative writing is what supports advertising and marketing industries. You have a product and you want your consumers to consume that product, and to make it a habit for the consumers to have that product every time that they see it. So how do you go about inculcating that habit? How do you make your product desirable? What kind of audience do you want to hone on, that okay, this particular product will be popular with this particular type of demographic? And how do you design, then go about designing the product? And once your product is finished, how do you market it? How do you brand it? So all of these things include a lot of thinking, a lot of creativity, and a lot of writing. So that is why, if you guys are interested in learning more about marketing, if you have a knack for advertisement, persuasive writing is a skill that you need to have. And right now, in this day and age, you guys all know how social media is a powerful thing. People can become successful overnight with only their imagination, with only their personality, and with their unique style, with their unique flair of communication. So social media content creation is a very good example of how persuasive writing can be a lucrative option for you. Now we have understood what is creative writing, what are the types of creative writing, but then how does a person develop those skills? Because while we all can write, uh, what kind of writing do we need to focus on? How do we focus on it? And there are some technicalities which goes behind creative writing. It isn't as easy as it might sound. It isn't just as easy like writing a 200-word essay on a given topic, though that is the start of it. But it isn't as easy when it comes to thinking about turning creative writing skills into something that can help you out in a career. So let's discuss a little bit about developing creative writing skills. The first thing that you need to do, which is a no brainer at all, is reading more. I cannot emphasize it enough how important it is to read books. And how you read those books, where you get those books, is of course up to you. You can browse through thousands of catalogs which are present on Audible. It's a very popular streaming service when it comes to audiobooks and all. You can listen to podcasts, like podcast version of books basically. Then you can buy hard copies of any books that you like. And the genre doesn't matter. You can pick up a book which is from the fantasy genre. You can pick up a book which is from teen romance genre. Whichever genre it is, what is important is reading the books, because when you are going through the perspective that another person has brought up, you get to see, okay, these are the different kinds of ways I can interact with my characters. Okay, these are the different kind of ideas which are out there. And when you are going through and when you are reading a particular book, there might come a time when you think that okay, this author has put this idea in this particular fashion. Maybe we can twist it up. Maybe I can instead of turning my villain into an anti-hero is basically some a version of villain which is a bit more sympathetic. So instead of turning this villain into an anti-hero, I will keep my villain as villain, and I will make them do something I don't know, more terrific. So these are the kind of ideas that you might have when you are going through a story, when you are reading books. And what is the best exercise when it comes to developing your skills to write creatively is, alongside you reading books, maybe pick up your favorite character, maybe pick out your favorite chapter, and then try to rewrite it in your own words, in your own style, like things that you wish the character had said, things that you wish had happened. And start at least thinking in those terms and read what you have written at the end. Don't worry about the quality at first, don't worry if it makes complete sense in the beginning. The more you practice this, the better you will get at it. Now, reading books is something which is very important when it comes to developing your skills. But the most important thing I would say is being spontaneous. What is spontaneity? The spontaneity means is you are not planning, you are not thinking too much about an idea, about a specific task. You are doing it as soon as it comes in your head. You get an idea about, for example, writing about a cat who can fly. That idea just pops in your head, and you are like, okay, let's try it, let's see how far I can make the cat fly, and go crazy with it. I'm telling you, do not be bogged down when it comes to unrealistic expectations, or maybe you think that, okay, this doesn't really make sense. How can a cat fly, and what will the flying cat do? What is even the purpose of a flying cat? You have the freedom of imagination. Make it as silly as possible, make it as ridiculous as possible. You can make it as short as possible as well, or as long. But what matters is being spontaneous with your ideas, and then penning them down, typing it down, or even recording it in whichever way you want. So how do you do that? How do you be spontaneous? There are some tricks that you can use. First of which is using images as prompts. So maybe you're scrolling through Instagram, and you've been scrolling for the past 3 hours, and suddenly you come across an image which strikes your fancy, and choose that image as a prompt. uh, Focus on how that image makes you feel, or maybe it is about the elements which are there in the image. Maybe that image is of a child playing with I don't know, balls, and there are trees in the background. So what can you do with that image? Where can you take that image? Like, you can you give it a backstory? That backstory can be creepy, that backstory can be happy, that backstory can be something out of a fantasy realm. You can go berserk with your ideas. But what is important is take and use that image as a prompt, and then try writing creatively about it. You can also use everyday symbols that you see maybe in your room. Maybe you can use the little fan sign you have on the switches of some branded companies on the switchboard. So maybe you can use that symbol, and think about how you can turn that symbol into a tragic story about three characters. uh, you have the entire world of imagination and creativity at your hand. All you need to do is start. That is what is important when it comes to writing creatively, because the more you improvise, the more you take inspiration from the unlikely list of sources, the better it will help you to get your ideas out. Now, let's talk about inspiration, because that is directly related with spontaneity. As I said, inspiration can come in any form, in from anywhere. It doesn't matter if your inspiration strikes you when you're listening to what is that song? Some song of Justin Bieber. maybe you're listening to Coldplay and something strikes and you're like, okay, I need to write this down. Do it. Inspiration can come from anywhere. But yes, one word of caution: do not try and copy things of another person and then try and pass it as yours, because in this day and age of internet, everything is recorded, and there is always going to be one person who has read the original and who will definitely know that what you are putting out is plagiarized. So be very careful of taking inspiration but not reproducing it by just shuffling the names or shuffling the events a little bit. So be very careful with that. A very important trick to be comfortable writing with your inspiration is uh, being open to your emotions. If we block how the way we feel, if we block our emotions and if we do not interact with our own emotions, what it does is it creates a barrier between your thoughts and ideas and your ability to express yourself. So a most important thing when it comes to writing creatively is that understanding what your emotions are telling you, and and the best possible way of explaining or maybe describing those emotions. So this is a trick that I can tell you. It can be a little bit difficult at first, and you don't even need your copy and pen or like a notebook or something. You can type it away in your mobile phone, laptop, PC, whatever you have. Pick one emotion that you are feeling right now, and then try and describe it in 3 sentences. And those 3 sentences can be very short, 5 words or 7 words each, but try and describe that emotion. And the better you get at describing a particular emotion, the closer you are to writing creatively. Now, uh, we have seen the skills required to write creatively and how you can develop those skills. But then, where to use creative writing when it comes to day to day activities? Let us look at the most obvious example, which is again oftentimes overlooked: emails. Now, most of us, we would like to think we are very good at emailing, but the sad reality is what we want to convey and what gets conveyed can be very different. Okay, so when it comes to writing emails, you can use your creativity in a sense that understanding the reason behind the email that you are writing. Okay, whether it is for a professional purpose or whether it is just writing an email to a friend of yours. The purpose of email is to convey quick or sometimes a chunk of information as clearly as possible. So, in order to do that, what you need to understand first is your content. What is the information that you want to pass? Is it about the document that you have misplaced? Or is it about the list of candidates that you have gathered for a particular event? Or is it about asking for a leave? Now, once the purpose of the email is clear to you, think about how you want to present that information. So, in every email writing, there are 3 things which are very crucial. The first thing, of course, is the subject of your email. Now, the subject should be very straightforward. So, this is where your expository writing skill will come into play. Make it as to the point as you can. Now, the second point is presenting the information in a chronological and clear manner. So what does chronological manner mean? It means that you are giving information out according to the priority that you think the information deserves. So for example, if you are sending a mail to your manager and that mail is on a list of activities that you plan on doing for the next week. So how would you give the layout of that information? The first point of information should not start with the last thing that you intend to do in the week, obviously, but the first thing that should go over in that email is why you think these activities, why not why, but how these activities would help you out in maybe a broader frame of activity. Like maybe you are thinking that okay, these activities I need to do so that you can get better at time management. So that is your overall purpose. So to get better at time management, you have identified 5 activities that you would like to do in the coming week. So let that information come first, and then you provide, okay, these are the 5 activities that I want to do on these particular days, and then end it with a proper greeting and your signature, and then send it off. So this is how creative writing can help you when it comes to emailing, because creative writing is not just writing stories and writing poetries, but it is about organizing your thoughts. It is about delivering those thoughts in a clear way that gets the point across. Now, creative writing can also help you a lot when it comes to giving presentations. So we've all had that time when we were asked to work in a group and deliver a presentation on a topic that we did not like, uh, at our colleges or maybe at our universities. Now presentations sadly will be a thing that sticks with you throughout your life, either as a student or as a professional. So at some point, you need to devote more than 10 minutes haphazardly, like, putting together a presentation and then just delivering it. So presentations require a lot of things. It requires a presence of mind. It requires good communication skills. It requires a very thorough knowledge of the topic that you are talking about, and also it requires creativity when it comes to how you are arranging that information and how you are presenting it. So some of the things that you should do before you think about giving a presentation is thinking deeply about the idea or the topic that you have chosen, or maybe a topic that has been given to you, and then collect your thoughts, collect your ideas in a separate document. Go through those ideas, go through those points, figure out the things that you want to keep and the things that you do not want to keep. Then you find out the best possible assets which represent that information. So assets meaning images, assets meaning videos, assets can be charts and diagrams, all sort of things. So things, visual representation of the information that is going inside your head and which you want to convey to a larger audience. Now after you have done that, you need to follow a thorough line. What is a thorough line? A thorough line is like the theme which connects individual ideas, individual bits of information, and then brings it together into a neat conclusion at the end of your presentation. So you need to figure out, okay, what is going to be the thread that connects it all. And after you have figured that out, the only thing you need to be is confident. Now, it doesn't matter, at least at that point, if what you're saying is wrong, if actually you were supposed to include the 5th point and you went straight from talking about 4th point to the 6th point. No one besides you will know that that was a mistake you've done. But what the people will know, what the people will see, is how confidently and how clearly you are communicating that information. So that is what is very important when it comes to presentations. Now, coming to the next thing where creative writing can help you, and as I've discussed earlier, writing reports is something which can be very overwhelming, because you have to deal with a lot of data, you have to deal with a lot of hard facts, and you might not know, okay, now I have all this information, what do I do with this information? How do I present this information in a very structurized manner? So that is where thinking creatively will help you out. You have to gather all your data, all your interpretations. Then you need to decide, okay, what structure do I want to lay it out on, as. Do I want to put the charts at the first, or do I want to first lay down the context and then focus on the activities that I did to gather all this information? Then I want to think about, okay, what is the best sort of visual representation of this information? Do I go for a pie chart, or do I go for the bar graph? What do I do? Which one would best represent this information? And after you have decided that, you just have to lay out the information again chronologically. It is very important. And while we are thinking, our thoughts come at a rapid and haphazard manner, but what you put out, what is the result of your thoughts, should not be haphazard. So it should follow a sequence, it should follow some sort of logic. So after you have done all this preparation work, then only start writing. And then after you have finished giving out all the information required, draw a good conclusion. And the conclusion that you draw should be, of course, based upon the information that you have provided. Now, let us look at the possible career trajectories that you can think about if you have all these necessary skills that we have just discussed. Creative writing, as I said, is a broad spectrum of skill, and this skill is very it is comparable with a craft, because you are making something out of bits and pieces, and that something has a specific value. And what that value is, of course, depends in which area, in what context you are applying it, but it has definite value. So creative writing is something which is very versatile. You can see its use across, as I said, all sorts of mediums, starting from digital marketing. So digital marketing, right now, if you have do a quick Google search, it will tell you that it is one of the most lucrative industries that we have, estimated around USD 4.5 billion and still growing. So digital marketing includes a lot of different aspects, some of which are SEO, search engine optimization. This element is very important if you have your own website, if you run your own blog, or if you are into content creation. Pay per click, this again is an element which is very inobtrusive. Like, you don't even think, when you go to of the Flipkart website, maybe you want to check it out, and there is one tag over there which boasts about new features that they want to include. The moment you click on it, you are becoming a part of a data set that the particular organization of Flipkart, in this example, will use to understand what are the motivations, or what interests my customers, what are they most likely to click on, and then they would optimize it. So pay per click is again a very useful tool when it comes to conducting business in digital marketing. Then you have affiliate marketing, content marketing, and social media marketing. So all of these things are somehow or the other interrelated, because content marketing and social media marketing, what it means is what you see on your mobile screen or on your PC, scrolling through different kind of reels that are put up on Instagram, or on TikTok, the videos that you consume on YouTube. All of these things fall under social media content. And even though the content is in the way in which it is delivered is in the video format in some cases, but there is always a script. behind it. And who writes the script? You guys, you would be writing it once you have this proper skills that you need. So that all of these different kind of aspects fall under digital marketing. Social media content creation is in itself uh, an entire industry, a booming industry at that nowadays, and it requires a lot of persuasive writing as well as narrative writing skills. The next that you can look at is publishing. Now, the publishing industries includes everything starting from print publishing like magazines, newspapers, books, and auto journals and autobiographies. Publishing also includes academic side of publishing, like writing researches, doing collaborations with different kind of academic organizations, stuff like that. Media and art also requires a lot of creativity, and it encompasses everything from the silver screen to your to your Netflix, to your Hotstar, to all the other kind of streaming services which are popping up like crazy. Now, the other thing that creative writing can help you out a lot in is public relations, or PR. Now, PR is something which I find to be very intriguing, because not only does it require you to know how to write well, but it also requires you understanding the human psyche, how people interpret different kind of verbal and non-verbal cues, how an image like as simple as your profile picture on online mediums can get a specific message across. So public relations deal with maintaining and promoting a certain kind of image, a certain kind of brand for a person, or it could also be a company or an organization. So the best examples, you will find it on Twitter. If you look at the Twitter accounts of companies like Wendy, then McDonald's, then even Amazon and Flipkart, they have chat with other brands, and sometimes those chats are like very relatable. So who does that? It's not actually the CEO of Wendy coming and tweeting about how Wendy hates the what is that some kind of food from McDonald's. But there are actually teams of people working on creating this specific kind of public image that fits well with the brand, and it helps in connecting with the viewers, and how the viewers look at it and how they interact with it. So a lot of things goes on behind public relations, and public relations is a very interesting workspace to grow your creative writing skills, if you want to, that is. Now, we have come to the end of this presentation on how to write creatively and how creative writing can help you out. But before we end, I just want to show you something. This is a very good tool to have if you guys are interested in writing, and if you want to pursue it as a possible career option, or even if you do not want it as a career option, you just want to make sure that the words you are writing in your emails actually exist. The best thing to install on your mobile or on your PC or on your laptop is tools like Grammarly or Quillbot. Now, I will show you the example of Grammarly. Okay, so let me just quickly stop sharing and then show you how Grammarly can help you out. Okay, so for example, let me write a sentence. Let us write that I have forgotten So this is a sentence that I have written. Now, of course, on Word, you have inbuilt grammar and spelling check options, but sometimes it is a bit wonky. It doesn't work as well. If you notice at the bottom of my screen over here, you can see this symbol. So what this is the Grammarly icon. Now here you can see there are three things which Grammarly is telling me that are wrong in this sentence. So if I click on it, it will show me the things that I need to change. Uh, First of all is the grammar. I have used has instead of have. And here it is also telling me that, okay, what is wrong actually with this sentence. I do not need to go and, type it over here and then change it. I can just click on it and it will change it for me. Oh, it hasn't done it here today. Okay, I'll just change it right now. Why did it change? It usually changes, but here I can see that, okay, what is the mistake? I have used the wrong, the incorrect tense. Now, after that, the Grammarly is suggesting that instead of writing forgotten, I can choose left. Now, what this means is that uh, are the words that I am using in my sentence making sense as a whole. So instead of writing forgotten, I can just write left. uh Here, let me choose this, accept, click on accept, and it will automatically show that, okay, this is the line, this is a sentence that I should have used instead of writing forgotten. Now, Grammarly is a tool that you can use whenever you are writing, whenever you are doing anything at all, whether it is about making sure your grammars are correct, whether it is making sure that you are not using too many useless words in the sense ki adverbs and adjectives, whether the way you are structuring the sentence makes sense. And it can also help you to understand how best to write the sentences in a way that makes much more sense. Now, installing Grammarly is very easy. All you need to do is open your browser and then type in Grammarly. You will get to see the Grammarly account. Sign up for free. It's a free service that you get. There are two types of services actually, the free one as well as a paid one. Now, for the premium version, there will be additional benefits, like you will get to see all the areas where your content needs a bit of help with. But in the free version, it will show you the errors, the grammatical errors. It will show you better versions of the sentence that you are trying to put across. And it will also give you an idea as to what kind of way should you write. So installing Grammarly is very easy, or using Grammarly is very easy. Let me just show it to you very quickly. Okay, let's see over here. Yep. So I have this tab open, as you can see. Now, all you need to do is go over to Grammarly, then see this button in the home page, get Grammarly. It's free. All you need to do is click on it, and then you need to just sign up, provide a mail that you use, and it is as easy as signing up and then working on it. Now, Grammarly pop-ups will come when for whatever you are doing. Either you are writing an email, or you are writing something in your document, or you are, it even shows up if you are writing something on WhatsApp or on Facebook. So Grammarly is always there. checking what you are writing and giving you suggestions and giving the correct options. So it is one of the best tool that you can use to understand and to improve your writing style, as well as making sure what you are writing is factually correct. Now, at the end of this workshop, I hope that you have learned something when it comes to writing creatively, and when it comes to how you can use it properly. I just want to give you one small exercise, and that exercise is something that you can do as you are. Now, what that is, pick out any three objects that you see in front of you, okay, and try and come up with a two sentences on those three objects. Now, what those three objects can be, it could be your fan, it could be your bed, and it could be a water bottle. Now, what do you want to do with these three things? How do you want to, connect these three things together and turn it into meaningful two sentences? So you can do that right now. It will not take a lot of time at all. All you need to do is just think a little bit and then connect the dots. As simple as that. Now, this is the end of today's workshop. Before we go, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Now, if you want to see more courses like this and want to get a different kind of knowledge, you can visit our website edyoda.com. It is also available in the description down below, where you can learn over 150 plus job relevant courses, and you can watch over 20,000 hours of content. 20,000 hours, mind blowing. So you can go through all of this and get to learn about different kind of skill sets, different kind of technologies, and all you need to do for this is to visit the website, and then you can begin your learning journey. As easy as that. But before you do that, do not forget to like the video and comment down below whatever suggestions, whatever inputs you have. You can also let us know what kind of videos or what kind of content you would like to see next. So before we go, let us know how you found out, how you liked this workshop. And yeah, have a very good day, and bye bye.